The next mantra of Purushasuktam goes like this. Saptasyasan paridhayaha trisaptas samidhak kritaha deva yadyagyan tanvanaha abadhanan purusham pashum. Here, what does the word paridhi mean? Because he says saptasyasan paridhayaha. So there is bahuvachana prayogam. It is plural. What does paridhi mean? Paridhi means the stick that is used while a yajnam is being performed. So there is a Shastra Vakyam that is especially from Shatapatha Brahmanam, which goes like this. Uttaravedi paridhayastrayaha ahavaniyasya paridhayastrayaha adityaha saptamaha. So imagine that there is a Vedika. Vedika is the yajna kundam that is used. So it has, let us imagine it is in the shape of a square. There is another square around it, and now it is in the 3D form. You will imagine it as a step. So let us imagine we have kept or placed the Vedika Yajna Kunda to the north of that Agni. So in the northern direction you keep one stick, paridhi, then west one paridhi, south one paridhi. Again outside that Vedika, so the first square is adjoining the Agni. Adjoining the first square, in the second square you keep the next paridhi. For us in the counting it becomes the fourth paridhi. Then again in the western direction one, fifth paridhi. One in the southern direction, which is the sixth paridhi. The seventh should be kept in the eastern direction to salute and pay obeisances to Surya, who is the sun god. Now we have got 2 in the north, 2 in the west, 2 in the south, 1 in the east. So 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 is 7. So Uttaravedi paridhayastrayaha. For Uttaravedi you have to keep 3. Ahavaniyasya paridhayastrayaha. For the Ahavaniyam you have to keep 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. Adityaha saptamaha. For the sun you have to keep 7. The 7th one. So this, all this put together is saptasyasan paridhayaha. These constitute the 7 sticks, paridhis, that we have to keep during the Srishti Yajnam is one meaning. The other meaning is Prithivvyapya tejo vayavyakasha hankara buddhayaha sapteti maitra varuni upanishadasti. So one for Mahat, one for Ahankara, and the Panchabhutas, Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apaha, which is water, and Prithvi, 5, plus Mahat plus Ahankara, 7. To denote these 7 things, we are keeping 7 paridhis. So Prithivyadini bhutani tanmatraschaiva panchacha karmendriyani panchatha panchajnanendriyani cha antafkaranamityekam ekovimshascha samidhak kritaha. Paingayani Brahmane states that Prithivyadini bhutani. So you have got panchabhutas. Tanmatraschaiva panchacha. The tanmatras are 5. 5 plus 5, 10. Karmendriyani panchatha. Karmendriyam is 5, 15. Panchajnanendriyani cha. 5 jnanendriyam, karmendriyam. So you have got jnanendriyam, you have got 20 now. Antakaranam ityekam ekovimshcha samidhak kritaha. Antakaranam, the mind to think. Again it becomes 1. So 20 plus 1, 21. This 21 is denoted in the mantra which states Trisapta samidhak kritaha. So again 3 sapta, 3, 3, sapta is sapta, 7, 3 sapta, 3 into 7, 21, samidhak kritaha becomes the samit. Te deva iti kirtyante te suralaya vasinaha Vaikuntha vasinaha sarve sadhya devaha itiritaha. Vaikuntha Samhita states that those who reside in Vaikuntha become sadhya santi. So they are the sadhya devatas. So the Nityasuris and the Muktatmas together. So Purusham chaturmukhakyam abhadran purushatvena amanvata sapta chandamsi paridhayaha. Now what could these sapta paridhis denote? It could also denote sapta chandas, the 7 meters. Which are the 7 meters? When Lord Surya, sun god, rises in the morning, you see his charioteer, who is Aruna. Aruna holds the control of the 7 horses using the reins. The reins are nothing but the 7 snakes. And which are the 7 snakes? the 7 chandas. Here goes the shloka where, using the pun, the concept of pun, the great poet Narayana Bhattadri states how when the Lord vanquished the demon who came in the form of a bull, the 7 chandas are found in him. Shakvarotha Jagadi Dhriti Hari Murtimesha Brihatim Pradadhanaha Panktimashu Parighurnya Pashunam Chandasam Nidhim Apya Bhavantam Nidhimavapa Bhavantam. So the bull, which is the plunderer of the world's peace, came in the form which is huge. Shakvarotha Jagadi Dhriti Hari. Now, the herd which was soon driven away now by the Vedas exposition as they approached you. Hey Krishna, as they approached you to kill you, here he says that Murtimesha Brihatim Pradadhanaha Panktimashu, Pankti denotes 10, also denotes a row. Parighurnya Pashunam Chandasam Nidhim Avapa Bhavantam. Chandasam Nidhi. You are the very treasure house of all chandas. What are these 7 chandas? Gayatri, Ushnik, Anushtup, Brihati, Pankti, Trishtup, Jagati. So these are the 7 chandas. How does Gayatri go? 3 into 8. There will be 3 parts, each part having 8 letters. So 3 into 8, 24. Next is Ushnik, which is 2 into 8, 16, plus 1 into 12, put together 28. Anushtup, there will be 4 lines, each with 8 letters, 4 into 8, 32. Next Brihati, 2 into 8, plus 1 into 12, plus 1 into 8. So there will be 2 padams of 8 letters each, which is 16. Then there will be 1 line with 12 letters, and then again another line with 8 letters, put together 36. Pankti, which is 5 into 8, there will be 5 lines, 8 letters each, 5 into 8, which is 40. Then Trishtup will have 4 lines, 11 letters each. So 4 into 11, 44. Next is Jagati, which is 4 lines, each with 12 letters, 4 into 12, which is 48. So Gayatri 24, next is Ushnik 28, Anushtup 32, Brihati 36, Pankti 40, Trishtup 44, Jagati is 48. So from 24 letters to 48 letters, you have got 7 chandas. These 7 chandas, these 7 prosody meters become those paridhis, is another interpretation. Bhattabhaskara states, Samidhaha kritaha dvadashamasaha panchatarvaha trayaschama ime lokaha asavaditya ekavimshaha. So the 12 months. So he gives another count. So for the 7 chandas, we have got the 7 paridhis. For the 21, Trisapta Samidha kritaha, he gives one count. 12 months plus 5 seasons which occur in that. 12 plus 5, 17. Where are they found? In the 3 worlds. Plus 3. Then who is the one who is ruling all the worlds? That one sun. One sun ruling the 3 worlds of the 5 seasons in 12 months. 12 plus 5, 17. 17 plus 3, 20. 20 plus 1 sun, 21. So Trisapta Samidha Kritaha. So Purushasuktam states there are 7 Saptasyasan Paridhayaha Paridhis. Those 7 could be derived based on the 7 sticks which are kept, 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1, 7, or the Panchabhutas, then you have got the Mahat and Ahankara, which is 7, or the 7 chandas. Trisapta Samidha Kritaha, 3 into 7, 21, how is it derived? Panchabhutas, Panchagyanendriyas, Panchakarmendriyas, Panchatanmatras, and then you have got as Antakaranam, Buddhi, which is 1, 21, that is another derivation. Or you can take them as 12 months, 5 seasons, 3 worlds and 1 sun, which is 21. So again, the commentary is Trisapta Samidha Kritaha. Deva Yadyagyan Tanvanaha. Then the Devas perform the Yajna. What is the Upastamba to which Brahma, who is the Pashu who is tried? So Moola Prakriti is the Upastamba. Upastamba is the pillar, the flag post to which the animal, the sacrificial animal is tied. So it is Moola Prakriti, which is the Upastamba to which Brahma is tied. Now we will see what Deva Yadyagyan Tanvanaha Abadhanan Purusham Pashum. Abadhanan. Now you have to detach or let the animal free. Abadhanan Purusham Pashum. Who is that Purusha now? Brahma Pashum, who is in the form of a Pashu. What does the next mantra, the 8th mantra state? Tam yajnam barihishif praukshan. So that animal which is now going to be sacrificed, who is in the form of a cow, a Pashu, a Brahma, then you will have to sprinkle waters on him. This is called Punyaha Vachana Tirtham. So to purify something which is being offered, you sprinkle. Tam yajnam barihishif praukshan. So when you learn it from an acharya, instead of calling it tam yajnam barihishif praukshan, so it is tam yajnam. So instead of using the word tam, in Sanskritam it is tam, whereas in Veda Bhasha it is tam yajnam. So Purusham jatam agrataha, Brahmanam Purusham utpannam, Bhumyadi bhuta srishtehe purvam. So before all the creation that you see around happened, this happened. Who are the Devas? Nitya Suris. Athava asya Purushamedakhyasya moksha hetutvatu mumukshavo ye rishayah. Either it could be the Baddhatmas who upon performing Sharanagati or Bhakti Yoga attain the status of a Muktatma, and that Muktatma along with the Nityatma is performing the Yajnam. Mumukshavo ye rishayah. So, after having stated this, now initially when the yajna was being performed, Nitya Suris performed. Now Nitya Suris and Mumukshus are performing the yajna together. Purusham Jatamagrataha Tena Deva Ayajanta Sadhya Rishayaschaye. Rishayaha Mantra Drashta. They are the ones who can see mantras in their eyes. Now, who are these Nitya Suris? In what form can they come? Who are the Muktatmas, in what form they can come? So as of now, I am a Baddhatma. Because in this Pancha Bhautika Shariram, my Jivatma is there. I have to undergo what all my karma throws at me. I have to undergo that. But in this Janma, by the grace of an Acharya, imagine that I get knowledge of an Upayam, the means of reaching Paramatma. Either I do Bhakti Yoga or Upasana or Sadhana, or Nyasa Yoga, which is Sharanagati or Bharasamarpanam. Either one of the ways, my Jivatma, while it is departing from this Pancha Bhautika Shariram, will attain a Sukshma Shariram, travel by the path of light, which is Archiradi Margam, cross the Virajanadi, get the Amanava Karasparsham, and become like the Lord. Sayujyam, Samipyam, Sarupyam, Salokyam. It attains Sayujya Moksham. That point in time, the status of the Jivatma will change. Just to give a very Laukika example from our current day. You go to Facebook, you want to call, you are single now. Then you will say, you will change the status to in a relationship. Then you may change the status to engaged. Then you may say married. So you undergo so many changes. The same person undergoes so many changes. Now he is a Baddhatma. From Baddhatma he becomes a Muktatma. For Muktatma can never become another state, which is Nityatma. Those who are there. In the US, there are some Native Americans who have lived in the land for a very long time. Like the Aborigines of Australia, they are the Native Americans. They are like the Nitya Suris of Vaikuntha. Suppose from Bharata Desham I am going there. I want to get H1B visa, that is a temporary structure. That could be a Baddhatma state. Then I apply for green card or citizenship, I get that citizenship. Then I become Muktatma. Then if I am going to, I can never become a Nityatma, I can never become a Native American. I am not for centuries the man of that particular land. So, a Baddha, Mukta, Nitya is similar to a person who goes on H1B visa, citizenship and Native Americans. So this is how we understand. Now in what form can the Nitya Suris come? In what form can the Muktatmas come? For this we need to understand a Tamil Prabandham work of a great poet called as Tiruppan Alvar, who lived 1400 to 1500 years before us. While describing the beauty of the Lord head to toe in his Prabandham called as Amalanadi Piran in Tamil, he describes in a particular verse. I will read out that verse. Those of you who may not understand Tamil, you may listen to this as if you are listening to something very holy. See, some of you may think, sir, even if you recite in Sanskrit, we may not understand. How does it matter in which language? But we must appreciate each other's languages. We must learn the classical languages of our country. Let me now read this Tamil verse for you. சதிரமாமதில் சூழ் இலங்கை கிரைவன் தலைப்பத்து உதிர ஓட்டி ஓர் வெங்கனை குய்த்தவன் ஓதவண்ணன் மதுரமா வண்டு பாட மாமையில் ஆட அரங்கத்தம்மான் திருவயிற்று உதரபந்தம் என் உள்ளத்துள் நின்று உலாகின்றதே மதுரமா வண்டு பாட மாமையில்லாட அரங்கத்தம்மான் ராவணவதம் பண்ணின வீரலட்சுமியுடனே நின்ற அழகைக் கண்டு பிரம்மாதிகள் ஸ்தோத்திரம் பண்ண அப்சரசுக்கள் மங்கள நிறுத்தம் பண்ணினார் போலே ஆத்மானம் மானுஷம் மன்யே என்கிற பெருமாளுடைய பூமிகைக்கு அனுரூபமாக முக்தரும் நித்யனும் ரூபாந்தரம் கொண்டு வந்தார்கள் என்னலாம்படி அதிமதுரங்களாய் ஞானாதி குணமகத்தை உடையதான வண்டுகள் பண்கள் பாட பாட்டுக்கு அனுரூபமாக குணாதிகங்களை நீலகண்டங்கள் நிறுத்தம் பண்ண. So when the Lord's beauty is being described of Srirangam, it seems that the Nityasuris and the Muktatmas of Vaikuntham could not resist themselves from describing and enjoying this beauty of the Lord. Like how it happens on the 31st of the December, for no lame reason everybody will enjoy. Here they have a reason to enjoy. The Muktatmas and Nityatmas wanted to enjoy the beauty of the Lord. They came as bees, bumblebees, and the other group came as beautifully colored and extremely beautiful peacocks. So as the peacocks would dance to the tune of the bumblebees that will give the buzzing sound, similarly the Nityatmas and the Muktatmas were those bumblebees and the peacocks which danced to the tunes in the ecstasy of seeing the Lord. So the Nityatmas and the Muktatmas together are performing this yajnam. So it says Deva Tena Deva Ayajanta Sadhya Rishayaschaye. So then this yajnam was performed. Who is performing this yajnam? Here Nityasuris and Muktatmas are performing. But when the Jivatma is being surrendered to Paramatma, who performs that yajnam? There is one verse which Vedanta Deshika cites in his Paramartha Stuti, a composition. Kamala Nirapaya Dharmapatni Karunadhyaha Swayam Ritvijo Gunaste Avanam Shrayatam Ahinam Adyam Nacha Dharmatastvat Ananya Sevaniyaha. So Ahinam is a certain kind of a Somayagam. So in that kind of a Somayagam, who are the people who are performing the kartas? The kartas are none but goddess Lakshmi and Sriman Narayana. The divine couple are sitting together to perform the yajnam. Who are the ones who help accomplish that yajnam? The Ritviks. Who are they? The Lord's mercy and other qualities become the Ritviks. Again, Ritvijo Gunaste. Now, who is being, for what purpose is yagam being done? So that the Lord assures his devotee that do not worry, when you perform Sharanagati, you shall be mine. You, the Jivatma, shall be mine of Paramatma. So, Tanyagyam Barihishif Praukshan Purusham Jatam Agrataha Tena Deva Ayajanta Sadhya Rishayaschaye. So, this is how this particular mantra reads. Now there are the next three mantras that describe the process of Srishti Yajnam. Tasmad Yajnat Sarvahutaha Sambhrisham Prishadajyam Pashugustagus Chakre Vayavyan Aranyan Gramyaschaye. Tasmad Yajnat Sarvahutaha Ruchasamani Jagnire Chandagumsi Jagnire Tasmat Yajus Tasmat Ajayata. Next, Tasmad Ashwa Ajayanta Yekecho Bhayadataha Gavoha Jagnire Tasmat Tasmad Jata Ajavayaha. So this particular mantra states Tasmad Yajnat Sarva Hutaha Sambhrisham Prishadajyam. Then what all was put into the yajnam and what all came out of the yajnam? Dadhimishram Ajyam. So, Sambrishat Prishadajyam, I have already mentioned. Grishma Idmaha Sharad Havihi Vasanto Asyasid Ajyam. Vasanta Kalam, spring season became Ajyam, ghee. But here Vedam states Sambhritam Prishadajyam. Sambhritam Prishad Ajyam. It is a mixture of ghee and curds. That is called Prishad Ajyam. Jagatkaranam Viryam. Where is this milk obtained? Bhattabhaskara, the commentator, states milk from the cow, buffalo, or the goat. What all arose out of that yajnam? Vayavyan saha brahma antarikshacharan pakshin. So whatever you see flying in the sky, all kinds of birds arose. Aranyan, those animals which live in the forest, wild animals, simhadin, vyagradin, lion, tiger, etc. Gramyaha, then what all arose? Those which are domesticated animals, those which can stay in your villages and cities, which are gavadayaha, cow, etc. Srijya prani janana hetu bhutam vichitra varnaviryam prishadadyam bhavati. Yogaratna states, that is a book which states, Srijya prani janana hetu bhutam vichitra varnaviryam prishadadyam bhavati. So that viryam, that great splendor and valor of the Lord becomes the ghee for all these creations to come out. Sayana states, Sayanacharya states, Vayavasthehatyaha vayurva antarikshasyaadhyakshaha antarikshadevatyaha khalu vai pashavaha vayava evainan paridadati. So those animals that you see flying, those animals you see walking, they all came. Why? Because he states Vayu is the presiding deity over space, which is Akasham. Animals and they all of the animals and also of those which come from the goddess of space. So Ashvaha, so Turagaha. Next, if you see the 11th mantra, Tasmad Ashva Ajayanta. I have skipped one particular mantra for a reason. We will go to that mantra next after this mantra is over. Ashva Ajayanta. Ashvaha came. Horses and other such animals which belong to that category came. What does that mean? Turagaha, those which can run fast like horses came. So whenever we think of horses, we have to think of Lord Hayagriva Murti. Vedanta Deshika states, Swatasiddham Shuddhas Patikamani Bhubhrit Pratibhatam Sudhasadhri Chibhir Dyutibhir Avadata Tribhuvanam Anantaistrayantaihi Anuvihita Hesha Halahalam Hatashesha Vadyam Hayavadanam Edi Mahimaha. So that Halahala Shabdam of the horse comprises of Hal and Ahal, vowels and consonants together, that is Jnanam. So Jnanam arose from Hayagriva, who is none but the Lord, who is the Purusha in our case. But that Purusha gave rise to the normal horses that we see. Ashva, Turagaha, Gavo. What are Gavo? Dhenavaha, Vrishabhascha. Whatever is milk giving, the bovine like cows, buffaloes, they all came. Ubhayadataha. Ubhayadataha means Ubhayato Dantaha, that which has two jaws, rows of teeth for chewing and biting. Those animals came. Ajavayaha, Ajameshadayaha, goat, sheep, etc. came. Ye kecha, Rasabhadayaha, ye santite sarve api, Vanara, Rasabhadayaha, those which are monkey-like creatures, monkeys and so on, whatever you want to bring them under that category, they all arose. Aranyan, animals, wild, those wild animals with two hoofs, they all came. Gramyan, domestic animals like the cow and horses came. Ashva, donkeys, mules, horses, two rows of teeth, they all came. Now all this creation of animals has been described in Vishnu Puranam, and the verses go like this. Gaurajaha Purusho Meshaschashvata Raga Gardhabaha Yetan Gramyan Pashun Ahuhu Aranyamscha Nibodhame Shvapada Dvikhura Hasti Vanaraha Pakshi Panchamaha Audakaha Pashavashashtaha Saptamastu Sarisripaha states these particular verses. Now, I have skipped one particular mantra. The 9th mantra, Tasmadyajñāt sarvahutaha sambhritam prishadajyam pashugastagaschakre vayavyan aranyan gramyaschaye. I have mentioned the meaning of the 9th mantra. Then the 11th mantra, Tasmad ashva ajayanta yekecho bhayadataha gavoha jagnire tasmat yajus tasmat jata ajavayaha. The 11th mantra I have explained. The 10th mantra is very important for us. Tasmad yajñāt sarva hutaha richas samani jagnire. Then we have the mantras coming. of the riks of the Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, and then the Sama Shakha, the Sama Veda coming. Chandagumsi Jagnire Tasmat Yajus Tasmat Ajayata. Now, what is the commentary given to this? Chaturmukhasya Manasiya Yagat Ruchaha. So, in the Manasiya Yagam done in the mind by Chaturmukhasya, by Brahma, Ruchaha Rigvedasya Ekavimshati Shakaha. The 21 shakhas of Rigvedas arose. Samani Samavedasya Sahasra Shakhascha Jagnire Utpannaha. The 1000 shakhas of Samavedas arose. Tat Sargiya Pratamoccharana Vishayatva Rupam Utpattim Prapuhu. Tasmat Chaturmukhat Chandamsi Gayatriadini Jagnire Utpannani. Yajuhu Ekottara Shata Yajushakaha Utpannaha. The 101 shakhas of Yajurvedam arose. Now, let us understand what is the essence of these Vedas given in Mahābhāratam or Rāmāyana. Now, there is a question. Towards the end of Vanaparva, in Sri Mahābhāratam, you have got Adi Parva, Sabha Parva, then you have got Vanaparva. In Vanaparva, towards the end, you have got Aranyaka Parva. In that Araneya Parva, there is this sub-chapter called as Yaksha Prashnam. So, Yaksha comes and asks over 124 questions to Yudhishthira, and Yudhishthira answers them. In those questions, there are these questions as well. Kimekam Yajniyam Sama. Of the Samas that you know, which is that one Sama of the Yajnam, Kimekam Yajniyam Sama. Next question is, Kimekam Yajniyam Yajuhu. Which is that one Yajus of the Yajnam? Kachaisha Vivrunute Yajnam. Whom does that Yajnam marry, associate itself with? Vivrunute, Vrunute Yajnam. Kam Yajnyo Nati Vartate. Without which there can be no Yajnam. Now, Vedam talks about 5 aspects. Annamayam, Pranamayam, Manomayam, Vijnanamayam, Anandamayam. So, in that, Annamayam, that which is Anna derived, or a personification of Annam. Pranamayam, that becomes gas, Pranam. Then Manomayam, Manas. Then Vijnanamayam, which is Jivatma. Finally, Anandamayam, which is Paramatma. So, Kimekam Yajniyam Sama, based on his studying of the Vedas, which is that one Sama, Pranovai Yajniyam Sama. That Prana is most important Sama for a Yajna. Kimekam Yajniyam Yajuhu, for that Yajus, which is that one Yajus which is important. Manovai Yajniyam Yajuhu. Manomayam. Manas becomes that great Yajuhu. Next, Kachaisha Vivrunute Yajnam, Rigyeka Virunute Yajnam. Without that rig, one rig is very important. Kam Yajnyo Nati Vartate, Tam Yajnyo Nati Vartate, without which that Yajnam will not happen. What is that rig? For our understand, Yudhishthira has not mentioned. My Acharyas have mentioned that one rig is Gayatri Mahamantram. Now we have understood even the questions asked by Yaksha to Yudhishthira in Mahābhāratam is based on Rig, Yajuhu, Sama, Atharvanam. Now let us understand in Srimad Rāmāyanam, where does it occur? In Srimad Rāmāyanam, when Rama and Lakshmana are in search of Sita, from Panchavati, where they lost Sita, on their way, they see the dying Jatayu, give moksham to Jatayu, and as they walk further down, they reach the hermitage of a lady, a hermit lady called as Shabari. After having consumed the fruits given by Shabari, Rama and Lakshmana walk into the region of Kishkinta, which is the current day Bellari or Hampi of North Karnataka. They walk into that particular region. So as they walk into that region, Sugriva sends his close aide Hanuman to check upon those two gym-bodied men. Who are these two men? Have they been dispatched by Vali? You go and check. Hanuman goes. As Hanuman speaks to the two brothers, Rama who was extremely impressed with Hanuman's eloquence, turns towards Lakshmana and says, "Hey Lakshmana, I haven't seen anybody who speaks or who has the eloquence as this man has, as what Hanuman has, to bring forth the greatness of Hanuman's eloquence. Rama recites this particular verse. Nan Rigveda Vinitasya, na Yajurveda Dharinaha, na Samaveda Vidushaha, Shakyam Yevam Prabhashitum. So a person who's adept in the Rigveda, even that person cannot match the caliber of Hanuman. So for this, the commentator Govindaraja in his commentary Bhushanam states, Rigvedeshu Vinitasya Sikshitasya Yadva Prativarna Swarabhuya Stveyamano Niyamanena Savadhanocharyatvadrig Veda Vinitasya Uktihi. So extreme humility and retaining all the riks in one's mind is very essential as a quality for a person who wants to become an expert in Rigveda. So he says, Vinitasya Sikshitasya. Because of the control in his mind that this man has in front of us, the man who's standing in front of us has the control in mind, he is able to exhibit that quality of a Rigvedic Pandit. So he says, Nan Rigveda Vinitasya. Next, Ekaikānuvāke Anuvakantaravakya Sankaryena Dharanasya Dushkaratvad Yajurveda Dharena Ityuktam. So for a person who wants to become adept in Yajurvedam, there should be no confusion between one Anuvakam and the other. One Anuvakam after the other should flow gently, smoothly and beautifully. So this particular aspect, Na Yajurveda Dharinaha, the Dharana Shakti is very important for a person who does that. Na Samaveda Vidushaha, for a Samaveda desiring Pandit, Uha Rahasyadi Garbhita Gana Viseshanu Durvigneyatvat Samaveda Vidusha Iti. The one who should have the ability to express the samams of Samaveda in such a way that there is a mystery maintained, there is a certain guess that you will have to offer to your listener, and as well as deploying the musicality of that particular Samaganam. So all this makes a Samavedi Pandit a Vidusha. That Vaidushya Purti is found in Hanuman. So a Rigveda Pandit's Vinitam, a Yajurveda Pandit's Dharana Shakti, and Samaveda Pandit's Vaidushya Purti is found in him. How did Rama come to a conclusion? Because when Hanuman saw Rama and Lakshmana, he recited a few verses in praise of them. So he says in a particular line, Ubhau yogyavaham manye rakshitum prithuvim imam. I understand that the both of you are meant to be the protectors of the earth and its residents. Rakshitum prithuvim imam. This is very similar to a statement from Aitareya Upanishad, which is a part of Rigveda, that goes like Brahmava idameka yeva agra asid. Brahman is here to protect this entire earth. Like the Brahman which is there to protect the entire earth as mentioned in Aitareya of Rigveda, Hanuman states that these two people are protectors of this earth, which says that he is able to correlate the Rigvedic statement with their presence. So he is an expert in Rigveda. At another place he states, Manushau Devarupinau. These two men who are standing in front of me, Manushau, they are human beings, but essentially they are not human beings. Devarupinau, Devas, the celestials, the greatest of the great Devaraja has come in the form of Manusham. So where does this come? Ajayamano Bahudha Vijayate. This is the particular line from Taittiriya Upanishad of Yajurveda. So since his correlation of Yajurveda with Rama and Lakshmana presently shows that he has got the expertise of Yajurveda. Suvarnabhau Padmapatrakshanau. So looking at the two, he states that you all are as glistening as gold and your eyes are like that of the blossoming lotus. From this we understand that he had a great knowledge of Chandogya Upanishad of Samavedam. Athaye yesha Yeshontaraditye Hiranmayah Purusho Dishyate. I see the gold hued Lord in the middle of the sun. That is Suvarnabhav. Kapyasam Pundarikam Eva Makshini. The eyes of the Lord are like the newly blossomed lotus. That is there in Padma Patrekshanau. So his expertise of Samavedam through Chandogya Upanishad is also proven. So Nanrigveda Vinitasya, Na Yajurveda Dharinaha, Na Samaveda Vidushaha, even a person who is adept in all the three Vedas cannot speak as greatly as him. Shakyamevam Prabhashitum. Now, as we are discussing the Vedas, if you remember when we began Purushasukta, we said that the essence of Vedas is found in Akara, Ukara, Makaram, Pranavam. So Pranavam is exhibited in these three sounds, A, U, Ma. A denotes Paramatma, Ma denotes Jivatma. Ukaram, the one that stands in the middle, helps in joining the Paramatma with Jivatma. When I say joining, helping the Paramatma attain the, helping the Jivatma attain the Paramatma. So, Akarartho Vishnur Jagadudaya Raksha Pralaya Kritu in Ashtashlokiya Prabandham, Parashara Bhatta states this. Let us now understand where is it found in Rāmāyana. In Srimad Rāmāyana, while Rama walks in the front, keeping Sita in the middle, and later Lakshmana in the end, Valmiki states, Agrataf Prayayau Ramaha, Sita Madhye Sumadhyama, Prishtatastu Dhanushpanihi, Lakshmanaha Anujagamaha. So the three walk. How does it look? Valmiki asks. Agrataf Prayayau Ramaha. Agrataf Prayayau Ramaha. The sound of A. Rama walks in the front. Sita Madhye Su Madhyama. Sita walks in the middle. Su. Su is Sa plus U. The sound U comes there. So Sita walks in the middle. Prishtatastu Dhanushpanihi Lakshmanaha. Makaram, Lakshmana walks in the end. A, U, Ma. Paramatma, Acharya, Jivatma. This is Pranavartham. So the essence of Vedas is A, U, Ma, which is Omkaram. The A, U, Ma is found in Rama, Sita and Lakshmana, which is found in Rāmāyanam. Now, the essence of Vedas is found in Pranavam. But the Pranavam has to be expanded further to a mantram. That is Gayatri Mahamantram. So Gayatri is a chandas which is found for every devata. But the most famous amongst the Gayatri mantras is the Surya Gayatri. The Gayatri which is meant for the Savita, Surya Devata. So how does it begin? Tat Saviturvarenyam. This is how Gayatri begins. Now let me recite a few verses from Rāmāyanam. Valmiki Rāmāyanam, this is the first verse of the first chapter of the first canto, Balakandam of Srimad Rāmāyanam. Tapasvadhyaya Niratam, Tapasvi Vagvidambaram, Naradam Paripapracha, Valmikir Munipungavam. So how does this verse begin? Tapaha. What is the first letter? Ta. Next I am going to recite the 18th verse of the 30th chapter of the first canto, which is Balakandam. Satena Paramastrena Manavena Samahataha Sam Purna Yojana Shatam Kshiptaha Sagara Samplave. So what is the first letter? Sa. Next I am going to recite the third verse of the 63rd chapter of Balakandam. Vishwamitro Mahateja Bhuyastepe Mahattapaha Tatakkalena Mahata Menaka Paramapsaraha. So it begins with the letter V. So Ta, Sa, Vi. Now this is the first letter. What all I am adding is the first letter of the first verse of the every set of 1000 verses. So let us imagine the first set of 1000 verses has a first verse. It has a first letter, that is Ta. Then we are going to deal with the next set of 1000 verses. It has a first verse, it has a first letter, which is Sa. Next we are going to deal with the next set of 1000 letters. It has a first verse, it has a first letter, which is V. So I am taking the first letter, I get Ta, Sa, Vi, Tur, Va, Re. So the entire Gayatri Mahamantram comes in Srimad Rāmāyanam. So Gayatri Mahamantram is found in Rāmāyanam. Rāmāyanam is nothing but the essence of Vedas. Similarly, Akara, Ukara, Makaram, which makes the Pranavam or Omkaram, is found in Rāmāyana. So Srimad Rāmāyanam, Pranavam, Gayatri Mahamantram, Purushasuktam and Vedas are no different from each other. So while we are describing the essence of Vedas, be it Rigvedam, Yajurvedam, Samavedam or all these, they have all come out from the Srishti Yajnam which the Parabrahman has performed. So it is Tasmad Yajnat Sarvahutaha Ruchasamani Jagnire Chandagumsi Jagnire Tasmat Yajus Tasmat Ajayata. So this is how the Vedas have come to us. Now we will deal with the 12th mantra. Yat Purusham Vyadadhuhu Katidha Vyakalpayan Mukham Kimasya Kaubahu Kavuru Pada Vuchyete. So Sayanacharya comments on this. Prashnottara Rupena Brahmanadi Srishti Vaktumatra Brahmavadinam Prashna Uchyante. So while we have spoken about the creation of Ashvas, the horses, the mules, the donkeys, the monkeys, the reptiles, the birds, cows, buffaloes, goats, sheep and so on, we have also had the opportunity to discuss what all arose from that yajna. Here comes this beautiful description or question in the question format. What arose from his mouth? What arose from his hands? Who arose from his thighs? Who arose from his feet? So this is the mantra that we come across. Yaska states, Purusha vidhaha syuhu vividhai rangaihi samstuyante. So the Lord is spoken of in different forms and in different organs. If Purusha is to be offered, if Brahma is to be offered as the Havis, from Brahma's face, from Brahma's hands, who all arose? Is the question. Yat Purusham Vyadhaduhu Katidha Vyakalpayan Mukham Kimasya Kaubahu Kavuru Pada Vuchyete. Who all arose? Then comes the very famous verse, Brahmanosya Mukhamasid, the 13th mantra. Brahmanosya Mukhamasid Bahu Rajanya Kritaha Uru Tadasya Yadvaishyaha Padbhyagum Shudro Ajayata. So Brahmanas arose from Brahma's face, mouth. Bahur Ajanya Kritaha. So the Kshatriyas arose from his arms. Uru Tadasya Yadvaishyaha. Vaishyas arose from his thighs. Padbhyagum Shudro Ajayata. Shudras arose from his feet. This is the description. I have one natural ability to construe and misconstrue this verse. I can state that Brahmanas arose from the face. They are the greatest. Shudras arose from the feet. They are the most inferior. Is this the meaning that we want to derive? This is how a lot of them want to derive the meaning and finally state that Purushasukta is discriminatory in nature. So we should not read or relish Purushasukta. First of all, to understand the mouth of Parabrahman, or here Brahma in our case, is the same as our mouth, is itself wrong. Because look at the verse before. We have Abadhnan Purusham Pashum. First Brahma, who is Chaturmukha Brahma, in the form of a Purusha, is released. Taiyagyam Barhishif Praukshan. You are sprinkling the purification waters on that Pashu, who is Brahma. And then Deva Yajnam Atanvata, then you are offering with the presence of Devas, Brahma into fire. In that case, once you offer him as a Havis, then how is it possible that you ask who arose from his mouth and feet? Everything has been destroyed. No, no, no. The Srishti Yajnam is for us to understand creation process. So neither was Brahma offered into the fire, nor did the Brahmanas rise from the mouth. The point is how this creation process is helping us. Brahmana's duty is to learn Vedas and teach those Vedas and Vedic thoughts and live by that lifestyle in his life. He teaches something and practices something. If that difference is there, then he ceases to be a Brahmana. Now, the Brahmana has come from there. So, his major profession is recitation. So, his profession is linked to Brahma's mouth. It is not his Janmam which is linked to his Brahma's mouth. Then a Kshatriya goes and protects. See, how do the policemen and army people carry? They always carry guns in their hands. So these instruments need the presence of their hands. Malyuddham, duel, you need your hands. So Kshatriyas arose from his hands. Protection is their basic duty. Then how do you count money? You keep it on your thigh and you start counting. So the Vaishyas arose from his thighs. How do you do services for your house? You have to go to the top. You have to clean the tank and come, you have to go down, go to take the vegetables. So for everything you use your legs. So Shudras arose from the feet. So it is basically to deal with the nature of the profession and not to deal with the superior or inferior of the creation. But if you misconstrue that Shudras arose from the feet so they are inferior, let there be a counter question. When we go to a temple, especially of Lord Vishnu, there is a general attribute found in the peers or other devotees. They will ask us a question. Did you have Pada Seva? Were you able to catch a glimpse of the Lord's feet? Because of the Lord's body, the feet is deemed to be the best. So you worship the feet because we are not capable enough to look to the top. That feet is enough for us to get moksham. So, Pada Seva is over or not. In Tamil it is called Tiruvadi Sevai. So, they will ask whether you have had the darshan of the feet. So, if the feet of the Lord or Brahma is deemed so inferior, then we are very sorry. Shastra state that feet is the most important of the Lord's body. So, if Shudras have come out of the feet, they are very lucky and fortunate. So, to treat somebody as inferior or superior, we are nobody. Be it on any criteria, be it on color. So if you go travel to the north of America, in the earlier days, there was lot of racism. Same is the case with South Africa. So people who were dark complexioned were treated with no respect. Not even an iota of respect was offered to them. Whereas the fair skinned people were given a lot of importance. But in Sanatana Dharma, dark people are given more importance than fair people. Who is the hero of Srimad Rāmāyana? Rama, who was dark. Who is the hero of Mahābhāratam? It is Lord Krishna who is dark. Who is the heroine of Mahābhāratam? Krishna, who is Draupadi, who is dark. Who gave us Mahābhāratam? Vedavyasa, who is Krishna Dvaipayana, is dark. Who is the one who is said to have had the maximum bhakti towards Krishna? Nammalvar or Shatakopa, who was called Krishna Trishna Tattvam. Be it Krishna Dvaipayana or Krishna Trishna Tattvam or Rama of Ramayana, they were all dark. So in Sanatana Dharma, we have never had discrimination based on color. We have never had discrimination based on gender. To say that the man is superior to the woman. No. Any lecture we begin with the word Shri. So Shri Mahalakshmi is essential to us. So we say Shriman Ji. We don't say Manji Shri. We say Shri Mati Ji. We don't say Mati Shri Ji. So Shri Mahalakshmi is put first. So women, as per Sanatana Dharma, there was no discrimination based. Society wise, there could have been a discrimination. Theoretically, no differentiation. So women were treated at par with men or even a few notches higher than men, because Jagan Mata is given importance first. What does Vedam state? Brahmanosya mukhamasid. Brahmanas arose from the face. Bahurajanya kritaha. Then came Kshatriyas. Uru tadasya yadvaishyaha. From the thighs came Vaishyas. Padhyagum Shudro Ajayata. Shudras came from the feet. While this is being said, in Ramayana, did Rama demonstrate this? Yes, he did demonstrate this. While Rama, along with his brother Lakshmana and his wife Sita, was on a sojourn to the forest for 14 years, he stopped by a small village in the midst of the forest called Sringiberapuram. The leader of the tribal hunters and the boatmen there was a person called as Guha. Guha, upon understanding that Rama was crossing by Sringiberapuram, comes running to the place where Rama was standing and falls at his feet. Rama touches him, lifts him up and says, "You have done a grave act, very deadly act of falling at my feet, Guha." Guha was trembling in fear. "I should have not done that, Rama?" he asked. Rama said, "No, you are my closest friend, Atma Samas Sakha." Friends generally embrace each other. They should not fall at somebody's feet. Guha was embraced by Rama, and Rama further goes on to state, "I was wondering, Guha, as to why my father Dasharatha sent me to the forest. He thought that having 4 sons will not suffice, I need more sons. So you have become the 5th son of Dasharatha and you have become my next brother." And Rama embraced Guha. Who was Guha? In our understanding, he was a Shudra. In our understanding, he was a tribal hunter. In our understanding, he was a boatman. But Rama did not bother whether he was a boatman, tribal hunter. He is a close friend. How does it matter? You are my friend. He embraced Guha. So, in Ramayana, in Ayodhya Kandam, there is exposition of unity among Kshatriyas and Shudras. There was no differentiation to treat one better and to maltreat or ill-treat the other person. It is not there. So, this is in Ramayana. We can go further to understand in Ramayana itself. When Shabari, the lady, hermit lady who was serving Matanga Maharshi, was also doing the hermitage activities like sweeping, mopping, understood that her Acharya Matanga was going to Vaikuntham. She requested that she also, being a Sishya of the Acharya Matanga, would follow suit and reach Vaikuntham. But Matanga Rishi said, "Don't come with me. Rama and Lakshmana are coming to our ashramam. You have to be hospitable to them. After finishing your duties, you may come." So Shabari waits for that particular minute when Rama and Lakshmana would come. From the day she knew that they would be coming, she starts collecting the fruits from the trees, drying them under the sun, making them dry fruits, and she would give it to them. When Rama and Lakshmana come, she offers fruits. She is being very hospitable, very humble, very loving. And Rama at the end says, "What are you planning to do now?" "I am planning to reach the same lokam of Vaikuntham where my Acharya Matanga has been." Rama says, "What are you going to do now?" "I am going to think of my Acharya and I am going to leave." And she thought of her Acharya and she left. So Rama was just a witness to her getting moksha. Rama consumed the fruits given by Shabari. Who was Shabari? In all understanding, she was a person who lived in the forest, who did the services of that particular house. She was a lady belonging to the Shudra Jati. But Rama did not even give her moksham. She attained moksham because of her Guru Bhakti. So Rama consumed fruits, a Kshatriya consumes from the Shudra. At the same time, Shudra gets moksham even without the intervention of the Lord himself. So Guha's episode and Shabari's episode are clearly enough to suggest that Rama or the Lord when he comes as an avatara is equal to all Varnas and doesn't choose one Varna over the other. On the other hand, who was Ravana? Ravana was a Brahmana. He was the son of Vishravas and the grandson of Pulastya. He was a Paulastya. See, he was the half brother of Kubera. He seizes Kubera's Pattinam called as Lanka through great force and lives there. Though he was extremely talented, very well learned, knew Vedas by heart, would sing Samaganam to Lord Shiva, despite being a great administrator, great warrior, one major weakness was his character was very loose. So he will always misbehave with women. So a lot of them had applied Me Too movement on him. So this particular Ravana, who was a Brahmana, also had the Rakshasa Gunam in him. His father was a Brahmana, mother was a Rakshasa Jati Stri. So he was an admixture of knowledge and barbarism, cruel, uncivilized attitude in him. Who killed him? Rama. So a Kshatriya Rama kills a Brahmana Ravana. So Ravana, who was a Brahmana, was killed by a Kshatriya. A Shudra who was Guha was embraced by a Rama, who's a Kshatriya. So the Kshatriya Rama kills a Brahmana, Kshatriya Rama embraces a Shudra Guha. So do we see any difference here? No. In whichever jati one is born, one is treated with respect. Let us go to another example of Srimad Ramayana, who's none but Jatayu. Jatayu was a scavenger bird. So if you live upon dead matter, like you consume dead flesh, then it is said that you are not following Shastram. He was a scavenger, he was Jatayu. He used to consume only dead matter. He was killed by a Brahmana using Chandrahasam, the sword. On the other hand, he was also a person who did not resort to Bhakti Yogam or Sharanagati. But what happened to Jatayu? Akshunya yoga pathamagrahyatam Jatayum Tiryanchameva bhavatam. Despite being a bird who had not done Bhakti Yogam or Sharanagati, despite being a bird who was being killed by a Brahmana, despite being a bird that relies on dead matter, he got moksha. Why? Because it is a Lord's mercy. So it doesn't matter what profession you are in. It doesn't matter in which family you are born into. It doesn't matter in which Varna you belong. Wherever you are treated by God equally. Well, there may be a counter question. What about the society, about the villages that still, not even in the past, even today, there are villages that do not treat people well based on their caste. They may say that you belong to Shudra Jati, Chandala Jati, I will not let you. All this is extremely against the Vedic culture. Vedas propagate that all 4 Varnas are equal in the eyes of God. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Chaturvarnyam Maya Srishtam. All the 4 Varnas and those rules attached to them, appended to them, have been created by me, Arjuna. So, Samoham Sarva Bhuteshu. I treat this world equally in my eyes. I don't know about my creations. Humans may resort to discrimination based on complexion, caste, creed, gender and so on. The Lord doesn't resort to. So who has to change? The Lord shouldn't change. He treats everybody equally. The system shouldn't change because the system theoretically treats everybody equally. The humans have to change. Just because there is misuse of this system, we cannot discard the system itself. So there is banking system, people are beneficiaries of it, but there are certain cases where there is a lot of frauds that happen in bank. So should we close away all the banks? No. We should add more checks and balances to prevent those fraudulent transactions from happening. Similarly is this case. But there are many instances in Mahābhārata also that prove that Krishna doesn't differentiate based on Varnam.